It's Pat McAfee's team's year. Come on. The Colts, Matt Ryan, Matty Ice. Let's talk about why they're Super Bowl contenders. Let's open the Red Bull. Oh, damn it, I spilled. Shout out Adam Rank for the information. But either way, look, last year, Carson Wentz was the man that made this Colts run fail. Okay, we can all agree if they had a different quarterback than Carson Wentz, would have been way better. I know there was other reasons, but especially that Jacksonville game was a low point, and Carson Wentz was the catalyst of that. But still, Frank Reich is the GOAT. Okay, I love Frank Reich. Personally, I think he's a great quarterback. He's the man that made Nick Foles. Besides Chip Kelly literally made not Carson, but Nick Foles throw 27 touchdowns with 2 picks. But Frank Reich made him win a Super Bowl, and I love Frank Reich. The Colts were above 500 in the last 3 of the last 4 years, despite the revolving door at quarterback. So, arguably, Frank Reich's done a decent job, okay, as a head coach of the Indianapolis Colts, okay? And for me, I think him coming from the story of him being the backup quarterback for Jim Kelly and then working his way up is just amazing. And has a career winning percent of 56.9, 37 and 28. So I think he's an underrated head coach. And then Matty Ice, he's still good. And Aaron Rodgers is 38, Tom Brady's 44, and they're still pretty good players. So why can't Matt Ryan be good? Okay, and first off, Wentz did have more touchdowns than Ryan, and Carson Wentz did have less interception than Matt Ryan. But Matt Ryan was on a horrible offense that his best player was Kyle Pitts and Cordarrelle Patterson. This year, he's got Jonathan Taylor, a great offensive genius, and Frank Reich. He's got, Pittman out there. He's got a plethora of different types of receivers and even tight ends and Doyle. And I just think this is a team that if you look at the Colts, personally, I think the Colts are a lot better than people are giving them credit, okay? The Indianapolis Colts are a good team that, first off, Chris Ballard did a good job building this squad. And now that they also have Nick Foles' insurance policy if Matt Ryan gets hurt, but they have Paris Campbell, Michael Pittman, okay? They have Mo Alley Cox. They have themselves, actually, they lost Jack Doyle. My apology. I thought Jack Doyle was still on this team. I feel stupid as hell. I thought they still had Jack Doyle, but I forgot Jack Doyle did retire this offseason. But my apology, and I know someone's going to come out and be like, oh, you mentioned Jack Doyle. My apology, he retired, okay? I thought Doyle was still, a tight end in the NFL, but I completely forgot he retired at the beginning of this NFL offseason. So sue me, okay? He played for most of the time. Yeah, he retired like a few months ago. But either way, we'll move on from that. They have some young guys, and Kiki Coty, and they also brought in Alec Pierce, the 2nd-round pick from Cincinnati. He was on the Pat McAfee show, and I think, look, Ryan's going to throw for 4,000 yards. He has Alec Pierce, Paris Campbell, Michael Pittman Jr. just off the receiving court. Then you have Mo Alley Cox, Jelani Woods. Jelani Woods is one of the most underrated players coming out of the draft. He's a great player. And they also drafted Andrew Ogletree from Youngstown State. So peep him, 6'7", 250. Ooh. Jelani Woods is really good, by the way. And obviously, Jonathan Taylor is just going to lead this team, okay? And also, Jonathan Taylor needs 16 total touchdowns to break Hall of Famer Barry Sanders' record for 47 touchdowns, which would be the most TDs by any player in their first 3 seasons. So I think he's going to do that. Now, let's shift over to the defensive side. Yannick Nkongu. I know how to say this. Yannick Nkongu. I don't know why I was butchering that. And people are going to be in the comments and be like, learn how to say names. Learn how to say my name and then do it. My parents immigrated from Italy and Argentina. English is my dad's 3rd language, and English is my mom's 3rd language. I was taught English by people whose their 3rd language was not even their 2nd language was English. Their 3rd language was English. So sue me. But either way, Nkongu is just going to be a beast. And he's a guy who, yes, like he's on a 5th team, but he's been so productive at every stop. And I really think the reason he's bounced around the league is that I honestly think it's because he's just a good trade chip. He's been just a really good trade chip, and he's being reunited with his defensive coordinator from Jacksonville, Gus Bradley, and Las Vegas, and that guy knows how to utilize him correctly. So Nikongu, expect him to eat. And then there's Kwity Paye, who I don't know if you guys remember him, but as a rookie, he had 4 sacks, 3 tackles, and 10 QB hits. Opposite of Nikongu, this guy Paye is gonna have a big year, okay? And they also they have a big line behind Buckner and Kwity Paye, first off, he was a beast at Michigan. They also have Grover Stewart, Chris Williams, Deo, and then Odin Igbo. I'm so terrible. He was a 7th round pick. They have RJ McIntosh, Tyquan Lewis, Eric Johnson, Brian Cox Jr., Cameron Klein, DeForest Buckner, Curtis Brooks, and Ben Banagu. Okay, depth right there. And then if you just look at the linebacking corps behind Darius Leonard, they have a bunch of guys in JoJo Doman, Zaire Franklin, Brandon King, okay, Bobby Okiriki. I butchered that. EJ Speed. There's so much depth on there. And even when you go, they got Stephon Gilmore in the defensive back. Stephon Gilmore, Julian Blackmon, okay, Kenny Moore. The team is deep, and they still got the GOAT glasses kicker in Rodrigo Blankenship, okay? The man who attempted 51 field goals last year. 51 field goals. Okay, for example, his last year in college, he attempted 46 kicks as extra points. 46 extra points. He kicked 51 field goals so far in his career. 51 field goals so far in his career. And he's made 43 of those. He's missed 8 kicks in his career. I think it's pretty awesome. Also, shout out, he's a digital and broadcast journalism with a particular focus on sports journalism. So, shout out, similar, degrees on the news and information. But anyway, let's get back to the roster. Okay. And look, week 2 they're going against Jacksonville, so they're going to destroy them. Then Gus Bradley and Nikongu are going to get the revenge game against Las Vegas Raiders. And then they end the year with the New York Giants, which they should win. And obviously, all this depends is that Quentin Nelson and the boys are going to have to hold up for Matt Ryan. Dennis Kelly, Ryan Kelly, Quentin Nelson, Braden Smith, and even Bernard Hart Raymond are all going to have to, put it together and work hard and be good for this team, okay? Because I don't think people realize, first off, also, I don't know if you guys know this, Bernhard Raymond, the 3rd round pick, he's from Austria. He played for the Vienna Vikings and then went to Central Michigan after his military service was completed. So you have to understand is that the Colts ranked 30th in pass blocking efficiency last year, according to Pro Football Focus. Something doesn't add up right there. And I think the switch at quarterback will end up benefiting the line, and they just need to protect him. And a lot of people are going to say Matt Eberflus becoming the head coach of the Bears was bad because they had 33 takeaways last year, second to only Dallas, who had 34 takeaways. And now he's the coach in Chicago, replaced by Gus Bradley. And it's not like the Colts lost talent. Darius Leonard's the only player with at least 10 sacks, 10 interceptions since 2018. He also leads all off-ball linebackers with 11 picks, 17 forced fumbles, and 30 pass defenses in that time. And yes, he's supposed to miss training camp, but expect him to be back. Then DeForest Buckner's had 36 sacks and 78 quarterback hits since 2018, only behind Chris Jones and Aaron Donald. So look, Matt Ryan can get it done. Ryan has not won 8 or more games since 2017 when the Falcons finished 10-6. And that string of losing seasons is more the fault of the Falcons management and front office for not putting a team around Ryan. Ryan has the most wins, passing yards, and passing touchdowns among active quarterbacks without a Super Bowl win. And he would have won a Super Bowl if it hadn't been for Tom Brady and his offense. Basically, his coaching staff, Dan Quinn, butchering that game. So, look, the Colts receivers are good. Pro Football Focus has them ranked as the 25th best receiving corps, but if you look at them, Michael Pittman Jr. had a career high in receptions, receiving yards, and receiving touchdowns. He had 6 touchdowns, 88 receptions, and 1,082 yards. And I'm a big fan of Alex Pierce, okay? And I think Alec Pierce. Alec Pierce. I don't know why I said Alex. Alec Pierce. And Jelani Wood is going to be somebody who surprises you. And look, this team needs to make the playoffs and have a deep run. And everything is going to be fine if they do that. Okay? This is a team that has talent. And, you know, I'm not afraid to say it. I think they can have a good run. Look at that. A 10-minute video. Would you guys expected me to do that? No. I typically don't make 10-minute videos. If you guys follow me on my other channel, I have an NBA channel, which, like, I think not all my subscribers, but a decent bit of my subscribers on here watch my NBA channel. It's linked in the description if you guys want to check it out. But yeah, I typically make NBA videos, so you guys should check that out. This NFL channel, I actually started it because one of my YouTube friends told me, like, I should do this. So